Around noon the next day, I get a text. We found your boy. And I'm like, oh, boy, what you found? I'm like, this sounds a little like, what do you mean found? Well, then a video comes through.
Oh, no.
So anyway, the guy disappears, right? And where he finally reappears is in the back of someone's car. The vice president's car. The vice president is driving to his house like 35 minutes from the club and happens to glance in his rearview mirror and sees a pair of feet sticking out of a blanket.
We did this last time. I think I want to do it again. Zin's going in.
Zin's going in.
To start the Vanity Index Podcast powered by JLab. I'm Wells, and I'm alongside
Chad Mum. What's up, buddy?
Dude, I'm feeling good. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. We're like, this is peak golf. We just had the 4th of July. It's like summertime. I just feel like this is the year. This is the time of year when like your game's starting to round into shape. You've done the member guest.
Yep.
Kind of entering into club championship season.
Yep.
And I don't know. It's my favorite time of year. I love summer. I love America. I love 4th of July. So I'm flying high right now. I'm feeling great.
I brought the thing that I've been talking about a lot on the show. A little surprise for you.
Oh no.
This is a necessity for any guy's golf trip.
Oh my God. Are those smelling salts?
Smelling salts have made it into the Vanity Index Podcast.
Oh God.
And we have to start with a little whiff
No way.
of some smelling salts.
I'm a little nervous.
You should be, all right? Now you're gonna think that you can just go right in, but you need to really kind of
ease into it.
Yes.
Is this like getting into a pool? You gotta like dip your toe.
And it smells like a pool too. It's very
Oh God.
chlorinic.
So nervous about this.
Okay.
Oh God. All right.
Okay.
Hold on.
I'll just throw it to you.
Okay. Wait, you can throw them?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
They're salts. Oh God.
Yeah. So just open that up and
Dude, okay, so I don't know if you could see this on the video, but
Yeah.
this has a like a neon venomous snake on it.
yeah.
It says smell like salt, ammonia inhalate. Ammonia?
Yeah, it's ammonia.
Isn't that bad for you?
Sure, it is.
It has an electric, like a neon snake. Jesus.
You'll be fine.
There's so many like warnings on this. Okay.
Yeah, just get a big old whiff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
When you're hungover, you take a whiff of that, boom, you are sober for
Where
about
did you get this? Did you buy this off of a guy on like Hollywood Boulevard? The hell?
Amazon, baby.
Wow.
But I do
trust that.
Listen, every opportunity is a way for us to make money. And if there's any smelling salt companies out there that want to sponsor the podcast,
That's right.
and all of our golf outings, we are willing to take any meetings. Speaking of golf outings coming up, we've got a big one coming up.
Yeah, you and I, we're hitting the road. This show's going mobile, man. We're heading up to Tahoe.
Yep.
This week. So by the time this episode comes out, we'll have hopefully made it back from Tahoe. But given what I heard about that tournament up there, that's a long weekend potentially.
Yeah. Are you staying there the entire time?
No, actually, I'm not. I'm coming
Yeah,
back on
okay.
Thursday. But yeah, so we're gonna go up. We've got a fun outing. We're gonna do a match against Austin Reeves,
Yeah.
basketball player, and his brother. So
Okay.
we're gonna gamble with them a little bit, and it was funny. We were talking to his team, and we're like, okay, we want to do this. We always play hammer. That's our game.
Yep.
And
It's your
so
game.
it's my game. That's right. And we're like,
I want to go on the record saying I hate hammer.
you hate it?
Hate it so much.
Oh God. Well, it was just funny because the reps for Austin were like, well, so like, how much can you lose?
Yeah.
It's like a lot.
Yeah.
They're like made us kind of put some constraints on it, but we'll see if we can get the shackles removed by the time we actually tee off. But anyway, so my first time like at Edgewood, my first time at this sort of American Century Classic, celebrity, golf event. I'm super excited to kind of see what it all is about. I think you've been up there before, right?
No, I haven't.
No, you haven't. Well, so a lot of our friends are playing in it. And actually I just ran into a friend of the pods, hopefully will come on the show, Alfonso Ribeiro.
Yep.
And he was grinding, dude. He was ready. We were having breakfast and I was with one of our good friends who's a really good player, multi-time club champ. He was
With Brock?
I was with Brock.
I saw them yesterday.
Yeah, and
playing
Brock
together.
was like, I'm going to go play.
Yeah.
Because Al's, he's just he wants to play well,
Yeah.
Which made me think about like nerves, right? Before we talk about nerves and pro-ams and things like that. And
Yeah.
one, I appreciate that like Alfonso, who has been a legend and a fixture at all these things for many years, like still gets nervous. Like that guy is the apex performer, like just super talented. People don't, I mean, obviously he's known for the Carlton dance, but he's a great singer. He's a great television personality. But like everybody, golf will humble you. And so he was like, wanted to, played around with our best player and wanted to get better and get sharper. So it made me think about all these trips that I've taken. And it actually kind of leads into a new segment that we're going to do.
What are we calling this?
This is the Overheard,
Uh-huh.
presented by JLab Audio.
Okay.
And we got our nice JLab headphones on today.
Love them.
Feeling good.
Sonically supreme.
You sound great, by the way.
Thank you.
So for this segment, we're going to talk about things that we've overheard kind of from what I'd call the wider Vanity Index podcast universe. So
Okay.
things from the private club world, things from the sort of golf celebrity adjacencies. And so for this one in particular, there is a friend of ours who is a member at our club, and he himself is not a celebrity, but he loves celebrities.
Yes.
And he also loves getting free stuff. And so when Full Swing happened and I got all in on the golf world, he also has a locker that's right next to mine.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized after a couple of months, he was just like taking stuff from my locker if it was clear that I had gotten it for free.
Yeah.
He was just moving it to his locker. And I've given him like sets of irons. I've given him like, boxes of balls. He's gotten new shoes. And so what I appreciate about him, he's unashamed. He has no shame about asking for free stuff. So he is planning a big golf trip. About 6 months ago, they're going to go to Scotland for the first time, and he's got a bunch of his guys out there. And they were trying to get on the old course. And so I've got a few connections there. Actually, just plug to Rue McDonald, who is a tourism guide for Scotland. And so I hit up Rue, and I'm like, any chance we can get this group out on the old course? And he was working on it. I guess he set him up at a couple other places, but they couldn't get the old course. So Grady goes on his trip. His name's Grady, by the way. Grady goes on his trip, makes it to Scotland. They end up playing, they play a ton of golf, and they end up getting onto, I believe it was like the Eden course, or maybe it was the Castle course. So they're playing one of these courses in the morning at St. Andrews. And as he's on the 18th hole, Grady, my friend, gets a text from the automated system saying, you've been selected, you've won the lottery. You've got a tee time in an hour and a half at the old course. And so he does what any self-respecting golf sicko would do. He abandons his friends. They all go to Rusacks, and he goes and plays his round at the old course. And so the way that the timing of this is going to work out is that he is playing now solo on the old course. His entire rest of his guys' trip, so the 7 other guys, they're all at Rusacks Hotel, which is the hotel that's just off the right side of the 18th hole, overlooking the 18th at St. Andrews. It's like the best place to get a drink in all of golf, pretty much. And they're sitting up on the roof, like watching him play in. And so they've been there for 3.5 hours as he's played his round. And he makes his way to 18, shoots off the text, "Hey guys, I'm coming up 18. You guys got to get ready." So just setting the stage for this. So he finds us the other day at 4th of July, comes and corners both Wells and I, and says, "I've got a story for you, and I've got the video to prove it." So we're gonna set the stage. We're gonna pull up this video here. So this is the first thing. So you can see the shadows are long. This is Grady approaching one of the hallowed grounds of golf, which is the bridge, crossing the Swilken Burn on the 18th hole. So he's about to tee off. They're waiting for the fairway to clear. So he does what any self-respecting golf head would do: is go and take a picture on the bridge. So let's go ahead and reveal that.
Walking up.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to turn around. Is he?
He's going to turn around and wave, do the Jack Nicklaus thing. Oh, no. He is doing a handstand. Now, do you think that this is sacrilege to do a handstand on the Silken Bridge?
I think that's fine. I mean, it's also just so on brand for him because this is what he does. That's his move, I guess. You know, maybe he's got pictures from landmarks all over the world doing an arm assisted handstand.
Yeah.
I think that's technically a headstand, by the way. But either way, it's a good picture. I guess it'd be a fun thing to blow up and put in your office, and everybody does the same turn and smile, and know. But that at least gets points for creativity. So he does the headstand. Potentially besmirches the old course a bit, and now all of his buddies have seen him. That might have been the signal to the friends to start pulling the phone out. So So the next clip here, let's go from behind his point of view. So of course you've got to film your shots at the old course, especially on the 18th. The tee shot on 17, that's a good one to film. Tee shot on 18, here you go. So here we go. Grady letting her rip. All of his buddies on the roof of the building to the right. He's got all of Scotland to the left, laddie. What does he do? Mighty lash.
Now listen carefully, everyone. The caddy. Oh, shit.
That's right, cuz. And then all of his boys.
You hear that ball hit a car driving down right in front of the 18th fairway.
Yep. And you see and they zoom in the camera, you see all of his boys on the roof of roof stacks just yelling. And you can hear them in the background after the car gets hit. Here's the best part. We have the alternate angle.
Yes. We've got a 2-shot, everybody. You're welcome. This is from is it Rusix?
Yeah, Rusix.
Okay.
Yeah, this is from the roof of the Rusix Hotel.
That's it.
Oh no.
I did the same thing yesterday. Oh man, you got to reload. Time to reload.
You've got to love the sound effect of the car getting hit by the golf ball. There's a part of me that thinks that is like the ghost of old Tom Morris saying, "How dare you disrespect my bridge this way?"
Yeah, laddie, stand on the bridge the right way.
Yeah, stand up straight. And now I'm going to come with a mighty wind and push your ball straight into a Fiat driving down the road.
Just the smallest car, like driving on the wrong side of the road.
What are the odds? I'm driving the smallest car and I get hit with a golf ball.
Oh man. There must be something about filming yourself. So this happened to me actually, but on 17.
Yeah.
And I got lucky because I ricocheted off the roof of the Old Course Hotel and it bounced back into play. But it was the same thing. Like I filmed my first time, actually the only time ever playing there. Have the caddy film it, hitting it fine and just slice one right onto the roof, but it bounces back into play. So
yeah.
So there is you can get lucky there, but yeah, our friend Grady just pelting the Fiat.
I will say this though, I snap hooked my ball in that hole, and you have all of Scotland to the left. I almost ran out of room to the left. I was on the right side of the first fairway. Oh my God. Had 7-iron in, hit the green, mid par.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Nicely done.
So yeah.
So anyway, for all of you out there, I'd love to hear your favorite story about like what's your most memorable shot that you've ever hit under pressure in terms of like an absolute choke job. I have another one actually that I want to bring up because the one off the roof, that was disappointing. But we've established on this show that I've gotten to play golf at Augusta National. Mm-hmm. And the first time that we get to 12, this is the shot you're thinking about the whole time.
Yeah.
I step up to the tee. I've got a 9-iron. There's no wind. I'm like, this is target rich. I'm going to hit this right to the middle of the green. I shank it. It doesn't even make it to Rays Creek. I shank it to the right. It ends up short of the creek in 13 fairway.
No.
Absolute shank job. I mean, it went 30 yards straight right.
Yeah.
I've got now an impossible sort of pitch chip, but I'm dry.
Yeah.
Wells, I nip a little 60 to about a foot and tap in for par.
Nice.
Greatest par of my life, but like the most disappointing shot of all time. You get like one chance at your first shot at these iconic holes and you shank it. It's just disappointing.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited about this episode today. We're going to have our good friend, star of Days of Our Lives. As the world turns, so are the days of our lives. Galen Gering on the show. He is one of the most handsome men I know and is one of the most awesome hangs I know.
That's saying a lot coming from you.
Yeah.
Professional, good-looking person.
Is that what I am?
I think Galen is actually the most professional, good-looking person.
100%. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back on the Vanity Index Podcast powered by JLab, our good friend and professional handsome man, Galen, will be on the show. Stick around, everybody. And we're back to the Vanity Index Podcast powered by JLab. Today's guest is living proof that you can be devastatingly handsome and still spend way too much time in the sand trap. You know him from iconic roles on Days of Our Lives and Passions, where his dramatic flair kept millions glued to their screens. But off camera, he's just as passionate about perfecting his swing and debating whether the putter is actually conspiring against him. Please welcome the Emmy-nominated, scene-stealing, golf ball duffing legend himself, Galen Gering. How are you, buddy?
Wow, thank you. That's quite the intro.
Thanks.
Yeah, no debate on the putter, by the way. It's out to get me, for sure. God.
So glad to have you on this show, my man.
Oh, great to be here.
I mean, the legend himself,
In the flesh.
full of stories. You know, just the proof that golf is never a game that you could perfect, but it's one that you can enjoy. We're happy to have you on, buddy.
We start every show with asking our guest what their index is.
9-1, I think.
That's good.
Not bad.
Now,
I mean-
would you say that's a vanity index or a sandbagging index?
It's definitely not a sandbagging index. I would say I would feel more comfortable if it were like a 10-1,
Yeah.
but it is what it is. Yeah, but it's not vanity. It's just, play a few good rounds. And if it's in maybe a tournament or something, next thing you know, you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Now I'm a 9-1. Great. I got to give you 2?
Yeah.
I've never beat you straight up. How am I giving you strokes? So that's where we're at.
Yeah.
We've all been there,
We've been there.
right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you play in a lot of tournaments?
What's a lot?
I don't know. 7 a year.
Yes, then. Yes. In fact, I will say like 4 out of 5 weeks not long ago, I was literally tournament. I felt like Wells Adams. It was
Yeah.
crazy. I was like, am I on tour? What is happening? And you get all these little bags of things like, okay, what do I, it's pretty awesome.
How'd you do?
Did not win any,
Yeah.
but didn't lose either, if you know what I mean.
Have you
That
ever
was great.
won a tournament?
Yes. The Warburton,
Okay.
St. Jude, great tournament, great cause, great people.
Is that the actor from is that Patrick?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
From Seinfeld and
Yeah.
everything
You
else.
should have him on here, by the way.
I know.
He is freaking hilarious.
He's got a
loves
great voice.
golf.
What a great voice too.
The best.
The best.
The
He
best.
he played Sarah's dad in a movie called The Wedding Year, and it was either him or Riggle, but I think it was Patrick Warburton. And I went up to him. We were at St. Jude's, so yeah, it was Patrick.
Yeah.
So I went up to him at St. Jude's, and I was like, "Hey, my name's Wells. My wife Sarah Hyland. You played her father in a movie." And he goes, "No, I didn't." And I was like, "Yeah, no, I think you did." And he goes, "No, I didn't." And then I pulled up IMDb and showed him, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I was there for one day. I don't remember it." Like,
Wait,
got
so
it.
was that Riggle or was that Warburton?
It was Warburton. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Checks out either way. By
Yeah.
The way. Yeah, totally. And coincidentally, 2 of those tournaments, one was with Riggle and one was with Warburton. Well, yeah, because I had played Warburton's term. 2 were with Warburton, actually. The first and the last. So
Where is the Warburton? Is that in the desert or is that one in Florida?
it's in the desert.
It's in the
yeah.
desert. Yeah, I've heard about this one. It's a
The
great
one,
event.
the one in Florida is Kevin Rom's, which was basically like a spin-off of that. Like, okay, let's do another one of these where we can raise a few $1,000,000 for St. Jude, East Coast, and so Kevin spearheaded that, and I actually also went to that one this year. So, guys, I have been playing a lot of tournaments. My wife would say yes.
Yeah.
It's been fun,
All of our wives would say yes.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like the best though.
Part of the
These
job.
saintly wives that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, we're going on another golf trip. It's for work.
Yeah. Listen.
It's for a good cause.
This is work now. This is BS.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They're
How
the
did
best.
Galen? How did you start into golf? Did you play when you were a kid?
No, so when I started on Passions, one of my co-stars was a member at Sherwood,
Okay.
and they were like, "You got to learn to play golf." What do you mean you don't have to play? And so they took me out to Sherwood, and then they're like, "Oh, you need pants." And I was like, "I need pants. What are you talking about?" So then I had to like go buy pants, or maybe that was at LA. Either way, I remember buying pants maybe at both of those courses. And,
I've done it at Bel Air. I had to buy pants.
Yeah. Wait, you have to wear pants there too?
Yeah.
I didn't even remember that. We're so lucky.
I know.
Ugh.
I don't think any course should be pants all the time,
Yeah, no.
especially when it's this hot here in Los Angeles.
Yeah, it's brutal. So I started playing golf then, and then I kind of got into it, and seemingly got a little better over time, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
What's the best part of the game, you think?
There's so many great parts, to be honest. Like hard to pick one. I mean, obviously, like smashing a ball is amazing, but also hitting a crazy long putt or an incredible iron or chipping in, like all these different facets of the game in that moment where you're excelling are extraordinary.
Yeah, but what's the best part of your game?
Oh, my game.
Yeah.
They're all pretty mediocre, I guess. Thanks a lot. All together, they add up to a semi-delicious cookie.
Yeah.
Nothing's really exemplary, unfortunately. I mean, look, we all have our days, right? We're like, oh, I drove the ball really well. I hit my irons great. I putted very well. And seemingly they like never come together. Sometimes they do. And that's when you go, oh, I had a really good round.
And that's how you end up as a 9 instead of a 10.
Yeah, exactly.
It comes right back to bite you.
However, I, like hopefully many of you people out there, feel like I just found something.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think
When
I
was
just found
this?
something.
Wait, hold on. When was this? Tell us everything.
Well, it was like 2 days ago.
Okay.
And so I used to hit my 3-wood really well. In fact, I hit it so well that I was with a caddy one day and he's like, I need to buy that.
Yeah.
So he literally, like, this is an incredible compliment, right? Like when someone, so he went out and he actually bought the 3-wood. Now I can't really hit it for shit.
Yeah.
So, and then this is like completely the game of golf. It's so stupid. What are we doing? Why do we torture ourselves here? So I was like, you have to fix this. Stop, like, let's get back to where we were.
Mm-hmm.
So I, like, truth be told, I went on Chat GPT,
Yeah.
which my kids totally make fun of me for. Oh, did you Chat GPT it? I'm like, it's helpful, you pricks. Try it. How to clean the kitchen. Look it up.
Yeah.
So I go on there, and there was this drill about like having it at a certain angle and drawing a circle with a pen, basically. And so I've started doing that, and I feel like that's really going to be a tremendous help to getting back to where I was.
Did you go test it out in the range?
I have not.
Oh, so you think you found something, but you haven't tested it out yet.
Correct.
Okay.
This is the definition of insanity.
Yeah.
And this is golf again in a nutshell.
Right.
Jesus.
Have you ever Chat GPT to golf thing?
No. Well, I've Chat GPT'd an intro for a golf podcast.
Wow.
Truth comes out.
Yeah.
That you're
And
writing all those.
It sounded like a Chat GPT intro.
Yeah,
actually,
There was a
didn't
lot
it?
of M dashes in that.
Well, if I'm being honest, it came out with a different one, and it said, "Would you like me to make this more funny, or more professional, or more polished?" I said, "All three, please."
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I think
Put
it
'em
did
to
a
work.
pretty good job.
I've heard worse
Yeah,
about me. Not in terms of like, yeah.
you've been in the industry for a long time. You've been acting for a long, long time. I wonder, like, you probably have to play with a bunch of stars and celebrities. Do you ever get nervous when you play with big names?
I'll say like not really.
Yeah.
No. Like there definitely been moments where you're like, especially if you kind of like come in late to a game and then there's like a betting thing and then you end up on a team where you're like, oh, maybe we're not the strongest and you want to play well, then you definitely have a moment of like trepidation. I think the great thing about this game too is it really can shake you up. If you get to a new course, you're on a first tee, there's people coming around, they happen to announce your name or something like that. You're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Why am I like feeling like, and that's also the thing that becomes attractive, I think, for us too, is like, we're built for wanting that thing. Some people completely shy away from it, but also I feel like that's when you go, man, I'm alive.
Yeah.
This is cool. This feels like the juice that I want. And then hopefully you can play well, and not have that be debilitating.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, like, especially in the entertainment industry, I know that, like, originally when I would be on camera, I would feel that, like, nervous energy, but then you kind of start to love it because it means something to you.
Exactly.
But then eventually it becomes so second nature that you lose that feeling, I think. At least for me, I have, like the last time I was on camera, I was like, everyone was like, are you nervous? Like, no, not at all. Do you still get nervous when you're doing, 15 pages on days?
No, not normally.
So,
However,
okay.
Like there's always an outlier, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is, and there would be for you too, I would guess, in a different moment in terms of like, you get comfortable in a certain thing, right? So you're like, okay, I'm good at what I do. I can do a significant amount of material in a short amount of time. So like, okay, one take, moving on, one take, moving on, one take. However, you at times will run across something that's written that's probably long, many paragraphs. The phraseology of it is very delicate. You can't say, oh, if you put, one word here, then suddenly you're like, shit, now I can't go back. You're trying to thread your way back. And then you're like, oh, it also has to be paced up because it's high stakes, or it has to be driven, or you're in an emotional state. And then suddenly you're like screwing up and screwing up and screwing up. And then you get that thing where you're like, the sweat starts to come a little bit. And you're like, and then you see like the makeup people come over and they're like, bump, 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 they're dabbing you. And you're like, all right, you got this. Fuck. And your co-star's like, and you're like, oh, here we go. You're kind of going down that rabbit hole because like for us is like, time is money.
Yeah,
Time is
for
money.
sure.
Time is money. There's always like, you feel like the lights of the train, like you're in the tunnel and it's like, whoop, you always got to keep moving. So yes, in that moment, and I will say recently I had that and I was like, man, I haven't had that in a while, but it's just inevitable that you're going to come across that every once in a while.
Yeah. I gotta brag on soap stars because I think for a lot of people out there, they just assume it's very similar to working on movies, I guess, but it's so much different. It's insane amount of dialogue. Like for Sarah on Modern, she would have like maybe 2 pages of dialogue that they would film in takes. But like soap stars, you guys will film 16 like long stretches of pages, and you really only get 1 or 2 takes, right?
Yeah, I say we're lucky if we get one.
Yeah. That's
And
wild.
by the way, I'm not even kidding because sometimes it'll be like, can we tape the rehearsal? You're like, what?
Yeah.
Do we have to? And like,
And will they use the rehearsal sometimes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in other words, like you're not even getting that, But yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I've just always been impressed by like I can't remember any lines. If you give me a teleprompter, I will crush, and then I can turn things into my own words. And so like when Sarah does auditions, I'll read the other parts, and I was like, how do you remember this? And then she'll always say like, yeah, but Galen or Tanner, these guys that do soap shows, like it's insane how much they have to learn. So good on you, man.
Thanks. Yeah.
The fandom around like your show is wild. Is it ever scary when like people run up to you and stuff?
Not so much now. Like I feel like when we had these anthrax scares and there was like a little, post 9/11 and people were just like a little more on edge. There were moments. I do have a funny story about a crazy fan interaction who was in prison and then was writing all these letters. She was totally obsessed.
Yeah.
And I even gave the letters to our security at that time. That was also around 9/11 too. And that anthrax stuff that was getting mailed to people. And so she was getting out of prison at a time when I was going to do a signing in like West Virginia or something super random. I mean, the guy picked me up in like a limousine with like horns on the front and a broken door that whistled in the wind. And they were like, don't worry, we got you. And she was like, we're destined to be together. I'm getting out of prison at the same time. She would send me all this like artwork and the whole thing. That was a little freaky.
Yeah.
And, because it came to like, if I can't have you, no one can kind of a deal.
Oh,
and you heard about those. And I was like, oh, shit. And so anyway, what ended up happening was because she wrote me a letter telling me because she wasn't there. And I had like, when I got to that signing, they were like, don't worry, we got security. And it was like the skinniest guy and the fattest guy. And I was like, oh, great. I'm screwed. This is how it goes down. But she got made fun of by some of the inmates, and so she got like put in. She started getting a fight with them, and then they like put her in like solitary confinement. So anyway, I was okay. And then, like,
she didn't get out that week.
She didn't get out. No, she didn't get out. So, but I've had other interesting things where a person's like, sign my arm, I'm gonna tattoo it, or sign my leg, and I'm like, you're gonna tattoo my signature on a thing, and they're like, yeah. I'm like, seriously? Yeah. And then 2 people I've actually seen that I told you I was going to get it.
Really?
Done it. And then, but here's the thing. This is actually like the part that's really sweet about this is that both those people are like, your character, this heroic character, never gives up. He always gives me hope. I can get through if he can get through. And I just look down and I see that and I'm like, it helps me. I'm like, all right, that's cool.
That's really sweet,
You know,
actually.
that's like
And also maybe a little terrifying, but
yeah. But definitely ultimately.
Is this girl
sweet
still
at
in
the end of
jail?
the day. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. So hopefully she's like on to someone else now.
Yeah.
Do you ever like? Is there anything you've taken away from the way you prep for your day job for how you think about golf or how you approach golf, or is golf just like your release? Because I mean, it feels like the mental pressure of like performance, especially at that much volume for doing soaps, that maybe you just need a release from it, and that's golf. I don't know.
That's a really good question, actually. The first thing that would come to mind was like, I wish maybe I was as diligent with the approach to golf as I am with the acting. You know, that might, but then also certainly it's a release. It's, you know, I think like we're so lucky to be at the place where we are, where we can be out there with people that we really enjoy being with, playing this game that as much as it's torturous is so fun. And for the most part, like I try not to take it too seriously as much as I want to be good at it. I also enjoy the fact that I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I actually play better when I am enjoying it, even if it's like rough,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, one of the things that I always find about golf feels like you get on this journey of golf and there's just so much depth for you. Like no matter how deep you get into it, there's always like another level to it, which is why I mean that's kind of I think probably true for every hobby, but for golf it's so broad. So I remember when I first started playing, it was like I just was obsessed with getting good, and all I wanted to do was like play better, and I wanted to play like blades, and you know, and I was obsessed with kind of gear and playing well. And then as I've matured and, you know, kind of been around it longer, it's like it's been about the friendships and the trips and now the betting games and the gambling. Mm-hmm. And then I got into kind of course architecture, which is like a whole nother thing where you kind of are appreciating the stages that you get to play on, you know, as much as the game itself. And, you know, and just it's so rich. And so I'm just curious, like, where you are on that journey. You've been playing for what, like 20 years now, 25 years?
Excuse me. I think, I mean, let's go with like 18 to 20,
mm-hmm.
like more like, because, you know, when you're first introduced to it, you're like, oh, do I want to do this? Okay, this seems very alluring. And then you kind of, you know, start maybe going to a driving range. And then LA's difficult.
Mm-hmm.
LA's difficult to golf in because unless you're fortunate enough to be a member of a club, the public courses really are, to a certain degree, they're few and far between. They're not in great condition, and they're way overrun with people
Totally
who want to play. So that makes it challenging. But there was a great place that's no longer there. I'm sure you guys, Whitsett, which is, you know, Weddington ultimately became. Then that's where I would go and hit balls.
By the way, there were so many celebrities at Weddington.
So many.
I remember that's where Larry David would get his lessons.
100%.
And it would be wild to see. My favorite story of Larry David at Weddington, at the time, I think a large bucket of balls was $11. And he walked in and they're like $11. And he started doing the Larry David thing where he's like, why is it 10? Can't it just be $10, $11? So you need me $4 back from $15 cash? This is ridiculous. He started doing that thing. And I'm behind him just going, dun, 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 dun. That was why I remember coming, because it was right down the street from where we are recording right now. And I'd walk in there and I'd be like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is such an LA thing that like all these stars are there.
Yeah. Yeah. I would see him there all the time. And I would also have that thought when I saw him there, thinking like, this guy's got more money than God.
Yeah.
Why is he at this crappy little place? And then like it totally dawned on me, it's not that crappy, but it is crappy, but it's cool.
Yeah.
And he's doing the thing because he loves that. Like there's nowhere else that he wants, you know, and there was a community also of like-minded actors and athletes and stuff that were there. And like, that's an interesting thing about Larry David is like he thrives in that. And so yeah, of course he did that bit.
Yeah.
Why $11? It'd be 10. And then they're giving him change, you know.
They did change it to 10, by the way.
Oh, they did.
And right after that happened, I noticed it went down to 10. And I was like, I wonder if Larry David, I wonder if he was like, here's $20,000. Stop doing this for 3 years, you know?
Right? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that place it was Ron Del Barrio was like the coach down there.
That's who Larry David's coach was.
I know, and he's such a legend. We'll have to get him on the show. But I mean, he was like coaching Doc Rivers and J.R. Smith, and like all those guys would come to Whitsett, to Weddington, this like public driving range, hitting off of mats, and this little short par 3 course. And it was like, you'd see, I think he maybe even told me he maybe about like Bieber there once or something, which would have been insane. But Ron Del Barrio, especially then,
the height of like Bieber.
But nobody, I mean, I think that guy knows how to break down a golf swing in such a cool way, in such an old school. I mean, he's like no swing thoughts, sort of just tempo, rhythm, sequence, like just a legend. Plays a pink driver like Bubba Watson. I mean, Ron Del Barrio's absolute legend.
I don't think he smokes anymore, but I just remember him just ripping darts behind the players.
Was he your coach?
I never had one. I swear to God, I saw him the other day, and I was like, he's smoking a cigarette. I think he was. I swear.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he would have like 3 going at one time.
Yeah.
You you have like the thing, and he'd just like reach out. Yeah. So just.
Yeah.
He went on someone's podcast and they asked him, name your top 3 clubs in Los Angeles, and he said Lakeside, and Lakeside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to cut that because whatever, but
you can just beep it, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
I should have got him as a coach. I should have. I probably would be like a 5-4 now or something if I.
I feel like being around a 9 or a 10, we talk about this a lot, is a kind of a great place to be as a guest of like as like a partner of a lower handicap player, because you're going to make a bunch of pars, occasionally. You might even make a birdie, which will be a net eagle, because you're getting a good amount of pops. And so I always say, like, my ideal partner in a match is like a great putting 12.
Yeah.
Like someone who is ideally, it's like someone who was a good player when they were younger, but like just hasn't played a lot, and there's flashes of brilliance. Like you can carry them for some blow up holes, but they're going to kind of show up. And you play a lot of these games, right? You're in the regular group. I feel like I always see you out there in the betting groups and playing. We talk a lot about betting, because I feel like the private club world, which this show is sort of ostensibly about, is like this Hollywood private club sort of scene. What's the craziest game you've ever been?
Oh shit! I've been in some pretty wild games where you're like, please don't let this go sideways.
Yeah.
and I don't actually love those, because for me, again, it's about there and going out, and I want to have some stakes, but I don't want to have it be like, dude, that's a freaking mortgage payment that I just you know what I mean? Like that's like insufferable to me. And I know some people just like have to thrive in that space, and that's wild, and I can totally appreciate it. I'm just not that guy.
Yeah.
But I have been in, and I was actually in one recently where it's this wolf hammer game.
Oh, you don't say. Sorry.
Drink.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and you're getting hammered, and you're gonna hammer back and this and that, and thankfully I like hammered back, and I made a birdie on like 13 or something, and that was like a lot of because it had like we had pushed a lot of holes, so it had been but were it not for that, I was like, oh, this is gonna be bad, like, and then definitely was in a game with was Moss and Verlander and Strahan. And Verlander was my partner, and I was like, you guys are going. He's like, don't worry, I got you. And I was like, all right, cool. I mean, what, you made like $100 million the last couple of years? Like, okay, cool, we're good, And then we ended up winning that game, and Strahan still owes me money. So if you're watching, come on, bro.
It's kind of a smart move if you're going to play a big stakes game, to tell your partner, don't worry, I'll cover you, because then that completely loosens that person up.
That's right.
And then all of a sudden they're going to make you a bunch of money.
Right. Well, especially with those guys, because like money is not really
a thing.
Yeah, they're just like, losing $10,000 on the golf course is not going to move the needle. It's like whatever. In fact, they might thrive in that space. I don't know.
Do you? So I'd say like you played in a ton of these celebrity tournaments. You play at a golf club that's got a lot of celebrities in it. Would you say like who's your favorite type to play with? Like do you like playing with the athletes? Because you're an athletic guy yourself. Or do you like the actors? I mean, what's your? I mean, maybe you like them all. Obviously, it's golf. But like, if you had to pick, kind of the group, what would you say? Do you play more with like athletes than you do actors, or is it kind of a mix?
I would say the thing that's cool about the athletes is that, especially if they've played at a professional level, is that they're exposed to this insane amount of pressure, right? Like and that can go both ways, which actually I've talked to someone that are like, why am I freaking out on the golf swing? I've literally like played in a World Series or whatever it is. Like, why am I nervous when I'm just like with my friends? So like they can suffer that too, but I think for the most part, they kind of don't, and they're loose and they're fun. And I like that. I wouldn't like overgeneralize it like, oh, this person is this and this is that. That's just like, I'm certainly attracted to people that are like, can play well, hit the ball well, and have fun while doing it to me. And also when the stakes are high. Like I love that. Like I was actually thinking we were talking about, was it Spawn in the U.S. Open who won, right? So he, hits the flag stick right in the front, and he's up by 4 strokes or something, and then all shit just goes to hell. But the guy just stays so chill and so positive, and for me, like I love that. I love seeing that. I love seeing like when people are up against this insane level of adversity, and they're like, all right, moving next shot, that's just like not innately in me. And so I think that that's like a really attractive thing. But I think that a lot of athletes or whatever will usually personify that because you're going to be your best when you have that mindset.
Yeah. And they've been in that kind of pressure in a physical sense too, not just like a mental sense for performance. Like you guys are actors and talent, it's like, it's a physical thing. Your body has to perform.
But it's also, I think, the thing that those guys do really well that we do not do well is the lows aren't too low and the highs aren't too high. They just kind of stay in this middle area. And, if I make a birdie, I'm fist pumping. And if I hit one out of bounds, I want to break something. Yeah. And I need to work on that.
Right. Wells, put your pants back on. What do you... Yes. It was a 4 for 3.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever gotten starstruck on a golf course? Like, do you get starstruck ever? I mean, just around all these famous people.
Not really.
Have you ever like played with somebody and you're like, whoa, that's a big star?
Not really.
I love that.
Yeah, that's great.
Galen doesn't care.
No.
Galen's like, he's a gangster.
We do a segment on the show called Golf Bags of the Rich and Famous. We got a bunch of gearheads out there listening to this show. What is in your golf bag?
A lot of shit.
Yeah. Well, let's go with
legal
what
or
use.
Illegal or what are we talking about?
It's California, baby. Everything's legal here.
Yes. So we're talking clubs right now, like drivers. Okay, so irons, like the Titleist. What are the 790s?
It's TaylorMade.
TaylorMade. Yeah. See,
790s.
Right so far. This guy's attention to detail is amazing.
We'll get the Photoshop out. Just do Titleist 779.
And then I got the Ping, the 3-wood, whatever that is, the G410 or something like that. Which we're working back into and some hybrids and what's the driver? It's the red one. What is that?
Stealth?
Glass. Yeah, the Stealth.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Taylor, it's right.
With
We
like
got
an
one
LA
right behind
shot.
you.
Yeah. And then what about your putter?
I got a Scotty Cameron.
Yeah. Is Blade?
It is. Yeah. It's like a Newport.
2.
Which I got from Scotty. It's not the tour one though, but it's got my name on it.
I mean, getting one from Scotty is better
That's
than the
pretty
tour
cool.
one, I think.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
How'd you meet Scotty Cameron?
Well, so Chris Jacobs, who we know, our friend, did this thing, which is super not funny. I'm just going to go like everyone probably knows this, which is when you unlatch the thing on the golf bag and then the golf clubs fall. And then they like, especially if you have new clubs, and they fall on the cart path, which like we don't have that many cart paths, but it fell on the cart path. And then he's like, I didn't do it. And I was like, you did it. And he's like, I did it. And so he's really good buddies with Scotty because Scotty being just always searching for some sort of new thing, used some sort of, it was like a carbon fiber in one of the putters or something. And Chris hooked him up with someone in the automotive industry. And then they forged a friendship. Because they're both like, gear nerds and all that stuff, and so that's that.
What about your bag? So putting aside the clubs, but like what kind of bag is it? Is it from the club or it's a club bag?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a Titleist bag.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah.
Lynx Legends.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good. Any like special head covers, the good memories? Do you think about that at all? Like designing your bag for when you play places?
I've got a really cool Tito's one on there now.
Yeah.
There you go.
So yeah, that's pretty. And then the other ones are from our club. But I do have a new bag coming. I have a new bag coming from a very small club that I am in now, which is called the Bandon Manor. And that's at Bandon Dunes. And it's the one place that sits on the course there. And there's a small group now. And so that's going to be here.
Whoa!
In a few days. Yeah.
Hold on. What is it? Is it a house?
Bandon Manor, yeah.
And
it's a house. So there's currently 8 people can stay there, but they're building a new, so it'll be like 16 more. So we'll be able to host a significant number. But that's Bandon Manor. It's very high level elite stuff, but
yeah. So it's a private club at Bandon Dunes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god!
And you can get on. House. You can get on there when you want.
Pretty much, yeah.
Dang. Oh my god!
Yeah,
because it's almost impossible to get on there. They now have a lottery system, and I've applied the last 2 years and not gotten it.
I can help you.
Well, now I know.
Now I know.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
that's a whole level.
I can help you a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Bandon Dunes. That is one of the coolest places in the world. I imagine now that you're a member there, have you been there a bunch?
No, I've never been.
Really?
No.
Are you fucking with me?
I'm not.
Did you make up
How
this
is
thing?
this possible? How? Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. That I'm in Bandon Manor.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bandon Manor. And B, that I haven't been, but we are going. When are we going? It's end of September, October. So it just hasn't. I just haven't been able to do it work wise, etc. It's not easy to get there, but an incredible place. Obviously, have looked over so many different pictures and websites and videos, and it just,
That's awesome.
Do you have a favorite course?
I like Pacific Dunes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was my favorite. My least favorite was Trails.
See, I love Trails. I don't know. I thought Trails was a blast. I liked them all, but people knock on Trails, but we had a really fun. That was like we played a Ryder Cup format, so Trails was our last day, and it was like singles, and so just the format was so fun because we just had like a legit 18-hole like 1-versus-1 match, which was really fun. So I think that's why I like Trails so much. But Dunes is the one that's
Pacific
like sticks
Dunes.
with me.
Yeah.
Right? Pacific Dunes.
That's my favorite.
And yes, Galen. And then Sheep Ranch is also super fun. I didn't like Old Mac. That was my least favorite, which is weird because like I love CB McDonald and I've played like National in those places, but I don't know. Maybe I just got it on a bad day, but it's that place is perfect. I've never been to a resort that's not a private club that's like more dialed in, where I left and my feeling was like I wouldn't change anything. It was perfect.
Yeah.
Where we stayed, the whole setup, the amount of golf, like the bar that feels small that everyone's at. And the resort was packed. It was like the high season in July, and yet it still felt like it wasn't crowded. You weren't really like backed up on tee boxes. It was they just do it so well, and the golf's so fun, and it's the closest thing to Scotland you're going to get. Basically in the US. And in some ways, like it's its own thing. It's fantastic. And now you're a member of the super exclusive private club up there that I've never heard of until just now, which is awesome.
Bandon Manor.
Bandon Manor.
Yeah.
That bag's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see that one. We'll take pictures of it.
Well, I'm excited that we're all going to go.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
well, obviously.
So there's that. I mean, I would love to do a trip with you guys.
Come on.
We're there.
Yeah. So it's you get the anti-gravity pants, and you go in there, you get the chef. There's that new restaurant there too now.
Sorry,
just
anti-gravity pants?
Yeah. What is
open.
that?
You know those things like they inflate because you're walking all day, right?
Oh, like the
maybe you're doing
Normatex?
36. Yeah, exactly.
I was thinking like this is a level of elite that like so when you walk you just
Back
float.
to the Future. What is happening here? So you're.
I'm just making up words, by the way. I don't know.
I'm not fully sure that
Bandit
Bandit Man is a real thing.
Yeah, it is.
You might have gotten duped or something.
No, it is. It is.
So
Just
is-
put in your $100,000 initiation fee and send it to this account in Nigeria. Yeah.
Well,
But you get a bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a bag, so that's cool.
Yeah. Well,
And you get some Bitcoin.
Right, of
Yeah,
course.
good.
Band amount of Bitcoin.
Yeah,
so.
that's right. That's right.
Very
yeah,
elite.
hawk to a coin. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Going back to like we were talking about the what's in your bag. We also like to ask questions of like what do you got in your locker? Like how is that set up? Tell us about your locker.
Oh my God. There's shirts hanging
Yeah.
and shoes and lots of shoes, actually. I need to get rid of some shoes. Maybe I can send some people some shoes. I don't know. They're not great shoes, but
You're a big
they
Nike
might want them
guy,
nonetheless. Yeah, I like the Nikes. They fit my feet well.
Yeah.
They're just some G4s as well. Shout out G4.
Shout out Moss.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right. It's kind of a mess, actually.
Yeah.
Locker's like a little disheveled. I need to clean it up, but especially now, like I got some like high profile neighbors. I don't need them looking in there. I'm thinking, what's wrong with this guy?
Yeah.
You know. But because I play volleyball there, you're running in and out, and then you've got like, oh yeah, so there's volleyball stuff. There's like the knee brace and the ankle brace and
The anti-gravity pants.
the anti-gravity pants.
We gotta get some of those.
I know.
That's why you jump so high.
I'm never gonna live this down.
at
Yeah.
volleyball.
What is he talking about? The Normatex? Yeah, those.
Or is it the thing where that like when you sit down and put them on your legs and then they fill up with
Yeah.
air or something? Okay. No.
Those are awesome.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just used those for the first time, and yeah, those would be amazing to have at your manor up at.
No, I'm going to
Bandit.
tell you, like, kind of like Bandit Dunes, where I've never been. I've also never put those pants on.
Yeah.
I see them, though. They're in the pictures. They sold me on the thing. So, yeah.
It's a huge part of it.
Yeah.
You know, just speaking of lockers, actually, so at Brookline, I saw something that I'd never seen before, but it was an elite private club locker room move, which was cool. So they're like their lockers are these cages, so they're you can see through them.
Yeah.
Probably good for smell. Our lockers are not; they're solid doors, but these
Yeah.
are like these kind of like wire metal cages. And one locker in the area where they had us sitting, sort of guest lockers, the member had taken every single bag tag that they had ever played in and like clamped it to the locker, which was so cool. So it was hanging on the inside, and I wish I had taken a picture of it. But basically, like you'd swing open the locker, and it was like probably 400 bag tags.
Yeah.
Because I never know what to do when you play at a place, whether it's a resort or a private club, and they put a bag tag on your bag.
Yeah.
And we talk about it in the rules. You don't want to look like a Christmas tree. You keep
Yeah.
your bag,
Yeah,
one
yeah,
bag
yeah.
tag at a time, maybe two. So I always feel weird or guilty like throwing them away. I like don't really know what to do with them because it is kind of a nice memento. But I thought, what a cool way to like keep a collection. Just kind
Totally.
of put them on the inside of your door. Every time you open up your locker, it's like here's every round of every cool place you've ever played. This is pretty neat.
No, that's a great idea. And as I look around this room, like behind Wells, there's a bunch of pencils. Those are probably from golf courses he's visited or wants to. And then to my left, I have all these flags over here.
Yeah.
Golf courses. So why not have the bag tags? Because some of them are pretty cool, actually.
They are definitely.
We're going to try a new segment called Can't Knock It, brought to you by Knock Around. We're going to watch some videos and we're going to, talk about them real quick.
Oh, okay.
You like that?
Are we watching something up
Yeah,
here?
right here. Yeah.
Okay.
Serious question for golfers. Where do you like the bev car girl stopping the most? Do you want her to stop when you're teeing off? Do you want her to stop when you're finishing up the putt? I just feel like no matter what time, some groups like don't want you around, which is like some groups don't. Like some groups just like want to get their round done. They don't want to buy anything. That's fine. Like where is the best time to stop? Because I feel like for everyone it's different. Like some golfers will chase after me and like completely forget that they're playing golf. I'm just curious, but I want to hear your input.
I
she's
I
asked-
have so many questions about that video, by the way.
Okay.
First of which, they're following me like they forgot they were even playing golf.
Yeah. Well, she was attractive,
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, so yeah.
Shout out to the Tito's hat, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
But like, you don't want to slow down pace of play. That's what gives me anxiety about the drink thing, is especially when we're already getting pushed and then it's like, all right, we need shots and we need drinks and stuff. Okay, so here's this is what I think is the perfect maneuver. I think that you meet them, you hit your drive, you meet them in the fairway, you give them your order, and then you continue playing the hole, and then they meet you at the green and then serve you, and that's where you pay, and then you go.
Yeah,
Thoughts?
that's a good use of time, it seems like.
Yeah.
However, it always seems like you're about to tee off and you look up and then you hear, they always have that weird like, no,
Yeah.
and you hear the thing and you're like, and then they stop and then you're like, well, no, come up. And then they're like, no. And you're like, no, it's fine, come up. And they're like, ah. And then, no, and then they, you know, it's rarely that you're like, whoosh, or you're in the fairway and they arrive like, and it's all timing.
Yeah.
So you just try and, do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Are you-
How can they perfectly time it on every hole? Because it's all, everyone's moving. Do you know what I'm saying?
Totally.
Like,
Do you tend to tip after every purchase, or do you say like at the end I'll take care of like all the drinks, or all the tipping from all the drinks?
after every, because it could be a different
Yeah.
cart person, right? Like, you don't know. Like, you might never even see that person again, too.
Yeah.
And I also feel like the better you tip them, the more likely you are to see them again,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because, like, if you're nice, they'll make an effort to come back around. And otherwise, they're like, meh.
Yeah, I think the best I've seen it at the Wynn Golf Club, they do this. You know, they have the cart people running around, but they always will park kind of behind the green, which I like because it's like you can, even if you're on the tee, they'll just set up shop on the behind the green, and it's like, okay, that gives you a chance to see them. They're not going to interfere with you because you're on the tee ball. You know, you're a long way away, but you're like, oh, great, drinks at the end of the hole. So one, it gives you something to play for. You're like, it doesn't matter what happens here. I have cocktails ready for me at the end of this. Two, it's like you can start thinking about what you're going to order for the next 25 minutes as you kind of make your way up there. And then if you're smart, you got, you know, maybe you probably got 2 carts or you're walking, whatever. It's like you just, you go and you separate, and you can go and place your order before you walk to hit your putt. And then, you know what, he already told me he's going to have a double Tito's, you know, whatever. And then by the time you go finish putting, now the drinks are ready. So to me, it's like that signal, go park behind the green and just be like, I'll be here when you guys are ready. And if you want to go up and place an order, I think that's the move. I think that's where I would, if I would tell that lovely young lady in the Tito's hat, just go post up behind the green. You know, if they're on the tee box, don't drive up to them. Just sit it out. They'll be ready. They'll come.
Yeah.
They'll be ready with their drinks.
I like it. What's your on the course drink?
So I'll go usually with the Fonseca.
Tell everyone what the Fonseca is. It's a very
so
famous drink.
The Fonseca would be a tequila reposado, preferably. And lately I've been drinking this Cristiano reposado. It used to be Casamigos a lot, but kind of gotten away from that. I like the Cristiano. Seems it's a little, there are fewer impurities and it tastes a little more like agave. It's good.
Yeah.
So you have that with soda and like a freshly muddled orange. And then if I'm really feeling like I need a little, just a little splash of pineapple on top.
Oh.
And they shake it up and it's so nice. You get it. You're just like, oh, it's refreshing. Lasts a long time. It's good.
I don't know if I've ever asked you, Chad. What is your on the course drink?
Transfusion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's in
Do you
that?
limit yourself to one?
Usually I'll do a beer before I tee off.
Yeah.
A lot of times if I'm playing a fun casual round, I'll just like have a draft beer, typically an IPA, and then I'll try to hold off on any liquor until like the back 9.
Yeah.
But if if it's just a day where we're just having fun, yeah, transfusion, that's vodka, grape juice, and ginger ale, right? Ginger ale.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have you never had a transfusion?
No, I've had it. I just,
Okay.
it's always seemingly like a secret. What's in it?
No.
That's what it is.
Ginger ale. That's what it is.
Yeah,
it's
ginger
not
ale.
soda. It's ginger ale.
Yeah.
That's
It's
right.
sweet.
Yeah, no, it is pretty sweet, but it will knock you out. But it is also very refreshing. I do like the Fonseca because it's not as sweet.
Yeah.
Fonseca's a great one.
The thing with me is like vodka, it's so easy going down. And then you're like, oh.
Yeah, you need the tequila to just like make it a little harder.
Yeah.
Like slow you down a little bit. Yeah, I support that.
That is true.
I
All
support
right.
that.
We got another video. This is a golf question. This is actually, I want to know what you guys think the answer is to this.
All right, so I got a golf gambler question. If you're gambling with someone on the golf course and say it's like 50-50 and 100 overall, say that like you've won, say that, hey, all right, I won the bet. So I've won, whether I won the front 9 or back 9, whatever, but I've won the overall bet and maybe I won the back 9 and it's already seen with like 3 or 4 holes left. After that, do I have to accept a press from an opponent if I do, what's the price that I have to accept? Or is it just a gentleman's thing? Is it just like, hey, if someone offers me a press, doubles down on the bet, that I accept it? Been in this situation before. I'm pretty chill about it, but a lot of people get all uptight and like worried about it, or decline a press or accept a press. What do you do in this situation?
What do you think, Galen?
There's not one particular answer because it can vary depending on who else is in the group, what that finishing hole looks like. For instance, like if you're having to give up strokes on that hole and suddenly like you know, are going to be at a disadvantage, and that's like they're trying to take, you know, advantage of that. But I think, so if you went 50-50, 100, then what would that press look like? I mean, I don't know. You give them a chance to win back something. I think if you're gonna win $200 and your guy's like, hey, let's put $50 on this hole, then I'm like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? You know, that makes it fun. I'm not out there trying to take money from my friends. That's just not what it's all about. So if guys like, hey, you want to do it, then all right, let's do it. But we can, you know, it can be absurd too. So for instance, the last game that I played and we were losing money, and then on the last hole, we were doing like what we call the aloha press, or wanted to do the aloha press, which was basically pressing everything into one last hole. And the guy's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on. And we know that like no one's taking that press, but it's fun to just try and get it out there anyway. They didn't give us any press, but it was only $40. So.
Yeah. I do like the Aloha press. My father used to call it the atomic press.
That's good.
Chad, I feel like you have strong feelings about this.
Well, it's only because the way we always play Wolf Hammer, or the Skins Hammer game, and the way we always play it is on 17 and 18. Whoever's down the most can re-rack the bet. And the original rule was it was meant you weren't allowed to take it to more than 50% of what you were down, with the idea being that like it at least preserved some advantage for the team that was in the lead.
Right.
You know, because to get your money all the way back, you have to kind of win a hammer or make a birdie or something, you know, and they've got to accept the hammer. So there's like a lot of, but that has gone out the window as we've become full degenerates, where like on 17, it'll be like, we'll re-rack to the exact amount that you're down. And then on 18 again, it's like again. So I think I like this rule. I mean, obviously the way that we're playing the game, we kind of know that 17 and 18 are kind of the only things that matter. But you can dig yourself, you know, what it does for you is if you're way down and you're not playing well at the beginning of the round, gives you a chance to come back, or you just dig yourself in a much deeper hole. So, so I think, but again, it just depends on the vibe. I think in a Nassau, which is not a degenerate gambler game, it's a very normal, casual game. This is the game that they play at Chicago Golf for like $1. You know, that's like the thing. I think a Nassau Aloha press or a new bet at the end of the game totally is fair and reasonable. And assuming if he said 50-50, 100, is that what he said?
Yeah, so it must have been front back overall is what he's talking
about.
Yeah,
so a new press would basically just be another 50.
Yeah.
So you're, you know, if he has closed him out, he's already up money. It's like give him a chance to win a little bit of it back. I think that's totally fair. So
wow, so you can re-rack the whole amount in your.
We've now actually changed to any dollar amount that you want. So
what's the thought process of being able to do it both on 17 and 18 and not just 18?
Well, because 17, it's like you can reorder who's down. Usually that's a wolf format. So like, you know, if the person who's in last place in the wolf game, which is an individual game, remember, like they're down, they may play well or win some money on 17. So then that whoever's now, there might be a new person in last place, so they get a chance to kind of reset the bet. I do think we got to get back to it being 50% of what you're down, because that's just like, you know,
right. I mean, that's why it was like the last two holes, because you can win back half, and then you can win back another half, and ostensibly be like, oh,
right. Or if you push on 17, then now it's the full amount on 18, so kind of naturally takes you there.
I didn't know you were like full Wolf Hammer maniac now.
Oh yeah, I'm obsessed. It's like I think it's given me more final like last hole heroics and joy, even in times that I've lost, because just to have that kind of real pressure, like your real pressure putts, which you got to be in a tournament or something to really feel. So I've been enjoying it.
Yeah,
enjoying it a lot.
It's high stakes for sure.
I usually just try to I feel like I do well if I like make enough money to cover my caddy tip. You know, that's. This podcast really makes me feel like an absolute degenerate, I think, but it really is like, it's a couple $100 at most. And if you win a couple hundred and you cover your caddy fee, it's like, feel great.
By the way, before you got here, he told a story about him winning $3,000 at a hammer game. So
on one hole. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was a birdie double and, started at 600.
So
So
that's more the outlier than it is the rule.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
And those are fun days.
Those are fun. Those are great.
When you're on
days.
the right side of them.
No question.
Yeah,
No
for
question.
sure.
All right. Well, that was Can't Knock It, brought to you by Knock Around. Very fun. We're going to do that every episode. We want to be respectful of your time, G. Do you have time to do some rapid fire questions?
Sure.
Okay. Here we go.
Wait, hold on. What time is it? Oh, wow. Maybe not.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
See you later. All right. Bye. All right. Rapid fire questions with Galen. Say it again. Your handicap.
9-1.
Morning coffee or post round beer?
Coffee, still drinking it.
Walk or ride?
Ooh, split.
Biggest golf pet peeve?
Slow.
Favorite course you've ever played?
Mm-hmm.
Bandit?
Banditudes.
Bandit Manor. No, I've never played. I mean, I love where I get to play all the time, but I can't say what it is.
Okay.
Right? Fair?
Yeah. Favorite course you want to play, or course you want to play?
I mean, I think like the rest of the world, like Augusta, who doesn't want to go there?
Are you get to the course early and hit balls, or are you straight out of the car onto the first tee?
In theory, I'm early, but I'm always late.
Yeah, I can attest to that. Dream foursome.
Us plus one.
All
Let's
right.
go. I've been a manner.
Favorite golf swing thought? I feel like I know this. It's the pen, right? Is that what it is?
The pen? No, because I've never even tried it. Never tried it. And this just goes to show how psychotic we are with this stupid game. Is that working for you? I don't know. I think I'm onto something. How's it going? Never tried it. But it's the pen.
Yeah. Favorite golf movie?
Boy, that's a tough one. Caddyshack.
Play it safe or go for it?
Depends on the group. I like going for it. But, again, circumstances.
Change one rule in golf, what would it be?
Dude, come on. We all know this rule. It's got to go. Why haven't they changed it? You know the rule I'm talking about. If you hit it in the fairway,
Yeah.
you're in a divot, come on. Move it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Most embarrassing golf moment?
Wow. Long list.
Best golf tip you've ever received?
Tempo, I think.
Who do you wish you could hit the ball like?
Most people who play for a long time. No. Who? I don't know. Who? Anyone in the professional realm would
right.
be great.
Favorite club in the bag?
5-iron.
Least favorite club in the bag?
5-iron. No, least favorite would be this is supposed to be rapid fire. Least favorite would be 3-wood right now, but we're working on it, okay? We're gonna get back, honey.
Have you ever had a hole in one?
No, 170 yards, lands in the cup, flies out, goes out the hole.
Oh, God.
So close. On the edge, all this, but it's coming.
All-time best score?
75.
And give us one word to describe your game.
Awesome.
Galen, this has been awesome. Thanks so much for coming to the Vanity Index Podcast, man. You're the best.
That was my pleasure. Love you guys.
We'll see you at Bandit Manor.
Yeah.
Man to Manor, let's go.
Let's go.
2026.
I got to look this up. I don't believe it's real.
It is.
Love it. Thanks
It
for
is.
coming, Galen. You're the best.
That was awesome.
Thanks.
Oh, so good. Thank you.
I didn't even have to tell the story that I was debating whether I was going to tell.
What were you going to tell?
Oh, such a crazy story.
Wait, which one?
Well, the one about my buddy who comes in hot. He's one of those guys. Like, I was actually excited to tell it because
Let's
it's
tell
like,
the story. Tell the story.
Yeah, we'll put it in.
We can cut it out if you don't feel comfortable with it.
Should I tell it?
Tell the story.
Tell the story.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to keep it in exactly how it went down.
Yeah.
So we all have this friend.
Yeah.
The friend who you've never played golf with, and who's like, dude, I used to play as a kid. I'm really good.
Yeah.
Just bring me out. Bring me out. So you bring him out, and you very quickly discover that he's not good at all.
Yeah.
You're like, you said you were good. You're shit. But you're like, fine. So he then proceeds to order double cocktails. And I'm like, you don't need to order a double here. It's already a double.
Yeah.
But he does. And then proceeds to, in the course of 9 holes, have maybe 3 or 4 of them maybe disappears to the bathroom a few too many times. You're like, Jesus Christ, this guy's like, talk about coming in hot. Finally, we get off the course and make our way to the card room and start playing poker. At which point he starts to offend the members and thing, because he's just going a little psycho. And at one point throws down a pair of 5s. We're playing Texas Hold'em, gets up and goes, "Suck on that, bitches." Leaves. One of the guy goes, "I'm gonna fucking kill your friend."
Yeah.
Not if I do first. Can't find him. Where is he? I don't know. Suddenly has disappeared.
Yeah.
Now, also, just a friend of mine got suspended because one of his guests went and did something, whatever. So I'm freaking out because I'm like, shit, where's this guy? He's clearly a liability for me right now. These guys want to kill him. I want to kill him, whatever. So I'm trying to find him. Can't. Calling him, nothing. Call. I got to work the next day. At some point, I got to get out of here. And it's now about midnight.
Yeah.
And finally, he picks up the phone one of these times. Hello? And I'm like, where are you? I almost said his name. Where are you? And hangs up on me. I'm like, son of a bitch. So I'm looking all over. Finally, I'm like, I got to leave. So I leave. I don't know where he is. The guys are like, if we see him, good luck. Whatever. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Get to work. Next day, around noon next day, I get a text. We found your boy. And I'm like, oh, boy, what you found him? Like, it sounds a little like, what do you mean found? Well, then a video comes through.
Oh, no.
So anyway, the guy disappears, right? And where he finally reappears is in the back of someone's car. The vice president's car. The vice president is driving to his house like 35 minutes from the club and happens to glance in his rearview mirror and sees a pair of feet sticking out of a blanket. This is my guest. Freaks out, has no idea who the guy in the back of his car is. Now has to drive back to the club. It's like 12:30 at night with some completely obliterated guy in the back of his car. Can you imagine that? Imagine that. So the vice president drives back to the club, goes back into the card room. Guys are still in there. They're like, I found some guy in the back of my car. What should I do? And they're like, it's him.
Yeah.
It's him. They know it's got to be him, right? So sure enough, they go out there. They open the back of the guy's car. And they're like, you got to get out of the car. And he's like, I can do whatever I want. What? No, you can't. Get out of the car. So they finally get him out of the car. And I am getting basically the video of this from the night before. And I'm like, what is this, a 3-month suspension? How long does this go on? Like, so I go to the club. First, I find, the vice president. I get his number. I get in touch with him. And I'm like, I am so sorry. Like, he's like, no, it's okay. It's okay. And I'm like, what? So what happened? He's like, yeah, he wrapped himself in my dog's blanket. So evidently he went out to the parking lot, and it was a cold night. And you know how you like can't get an Uber because it stops at the front gate. So he didn't know. So he starts walking around the parking lot and then decided to warm himself up in the back of the vice president's car.
Yeah.
And then may or may not have, I don't know about this part, at some point may have urinated
In the car?
Oh,
no.
Himself. I don't know. All I do know is that somehow I came out of this whole thing unscathed because everyone thought it was so freaking funny by the time I got there. And to add gasoline to this fire, I was like, oh, I'm going to go and get him at least a nice bottle of wine and put it in his locker, so he's like, trying to just like dampen this whole thing.
Yeah.
And so I told one of the pros there at the time that I had done, because the minute I got to the club, they were like, oh my God, it had just gone around like wildfire. And I was like, oh my God, please, no. Like, I'm so, like, this is 3 months for sure.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, I put a nice bottle of wine in his locker. And he goes, he doesn't drink anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God. So anyway, people thought that whole thing was so ridiculous and so funny. I somehow did not get in trouble. I'll probably get in trouble now.
Wow.
Have you invited this gentleman back to play?
No.
No.
But he since got sober and has
Okay.
turned his life around. And people were like, we should make him an honorary member.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my God, please no.
Oh God.
But yeah.
My last question is, did 2 5s win the hand? Or did he lose the hand and say, take that, bitches, and then walk off?
I don't know, because I went to look for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I'd like folded on that hand. So probably did.
Oh, man.
great.
That's a great George Clooney story, man. Thank you
Yeah,
so much for
right?
telling it.
Yeah, sure.
Gee, you're the best. Thanks for coming on the show, man.
Love you.